We're banking our friends at Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast. Get out and get the download that app. Make sure you get your rewards, saving up for your fried chicken. I got a guy here. I don't know if fried chicken and fried foods are still on your menu or not. Longtime boxer and WBA middleweight champion Daniel Jacobs joining us here.
Thank you.
Every year I get a boxer too. So I mean, Mayweather's sat in that seat. Lennox Lewis. The last couple years, Deontay. So
wow.
I always like getting the fighters on
awesome,
here. But
man.
you got a whole second story here, and I know you're here promoting some great stuff as well. But the Get in the Ring Foundation. But man, you're a cancer survivor, man. I don't even know how to pronounce what the hell you have. Osteosarcoma.
Yes, sir.
That's a bone cancer.
Bone cancer. Very rare bone cancer as well.
Luke, that doesn't sound like fun, does it?
I wouldn't say I would recommend that.
Well, I figure this is a tough guy already. And, you know, my audience knows my wife's journey and what we've been through. And every cancer's different. Every chemo's different. The fallout of chemo, which my wife is still dealing with. And here you are looking like a... Well, maybe not 1 million, but maybe 750,000 at least at this point.
Right.
Tell me about your recovery and getting back into good health.
It has been a journey, a long journey, a process, but I've enjoyed it. I've stuck through it. And being a spiritual man, it just makes you appreciate life so much more. When you have a second chance at life, when you face death head on, and your back is against the wall, like mine was when I had the osteosarcoma. I mean, it paralyzed me. I wasn't able to walk.
I am keenly aware.
Yeah.
Watching what, my wife spent 155 nights in the hospital.
Wow.
How many nights did you, was it one battle or was it in and out of the hospital?
It was one long battle.
Right on.
So I was in the hospital for at least a good 3.5, 4 months.
Right.
Yeah. And I was out of the ring
That's
for
100
2
days.
years.
Right there.
Yeah. And it for me, it was the journey was a great one because I learned a lot about myself. I learned about my inner strength,
but
my
the boxing
mental strength.
does that for you too, though.
Boxing sets you up.
If you hadn't been a boxer, you might not have made it through this.
I probably would have not made it because boxing teaches you that strength to look any opponent, any obstacle as just such an opponent across the ring that you have to go in there. You have to strategically figure out how to pinpoint and get points and win and break this guy down. That's how I looked at cancer when the doctors told me that I had it. I just looked at it as another opponent and said, you know what? The doctors tell everyone what they're diagnosed with, and to them, that's their life sentence. But for me, I looked at it, and it went in one ear and out the other, and I started to look at it like, you know what? I'm going to take this on as a challenge. I'm going to see exactly what I have left in me. Because
this is an opponent.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, my wife's here. She's a cancer survivor too. Hey,
how are you? We were just talking about you.
Yeah. We just talking about being in the hospital and fighting and all that stuff. And I said, she'll get here at some point when I give her a Tell me about the Get in the Ring Foundation. I mean, we've done a lot of things for There Goes My Hero. There's my little pin right there.
Yes.
I got my little hero pin always. Covering the Under Armour pin because who needs them? But give me the Get in the Ring Foundation.
So the Get in the Ring Foundation is something that I've put together starting 2013. Once I got back into a position to where I was healthy, I was active again, and I was able to create some change.
So you were May of 11 is when you were okay. And did fought again when? 14?
I fought again 2012-ish, I want to say.
All right.
Almost. It was about 2 years out, I believe. I forget the dates, but it's been a long while. But even still, when I got back into the ring, it was the scariest journey ever because it's like, when you go through such a trauma thing as cancer, as I did, and then go back and to take physical damage, we don't know what's going to happen. So that was a challenge even in itself to step back into the ring.
You were a football player as a kid, right?
Yes.
What did you play?
Oh, man.
You looked like you ran the ball.
I was the fastest guy that you ever seen in a high school court. I'm a field, rather. I used to play running back. And when I was on defense, because we used to play a little bit of defense as well, I was kind of like a safety. So I was the fast guy, which kind of results to boxing, which is why my style is hit and don't get hit type of style, because I've always been kind of athletic. But it was this one play where I was in high school, and I was in the end zone waiting to get the pass. The quarterback got sacked. He didn't throw it to me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to pick an individual sport where I dictate who's the winner.
You don't have to worry about anyone else. It's you.
Right. It's just me.
There's individual. There's tennis and golf, and then there's team sport.
Right. I have no one to blame but myself if I lose. So I started taking up boxing, and the rest is kind of history.
So Get in the Ring Foundation. You
Yeah.
can find Daniel out on Twitter as well at Daniel Jacobs TKO. Also Facebook and Instagram as well. You did a USO tour.
Yeah. That was a really, really cool
That's
experience.
back when you were champ, yeah?
Yeah. And what happened was that's when I actually discovered that I was sick, was on my tour in Iraq. I got weak and started to feel the symptoms in my leg, and we had to end the tour early. I had to come home,
wow.
and that's when I went to the doctor. So this was all within 2 weeks span of me even being out there. I came home and wheelchair bound, the whole nine. It was horrible.
Well, man, who you got this week? Who's your team? Were you Giants or Jets? What were you?
Well, I mean, I'm New York all the way, but whoever makes it to the final, that's who I'm going to support, my team. But I think for this one, for the Super Bowl, I like the underdog story. I like the guys who have everything going against them, have everything to gain, everything to lose. You have to make sure that you respect the true champions, which is the Patriots, but you have to go in there and give it your all. I've been the underdog my whole career, so
The Miracle Man is what they call him, Luke. The Miracle
Yes.
Man.
Absolutely.
So for me, I just, I love that story. And if they can do it, it'd be the first time in the franchise history, which is also
Let me tell you what, if
amazing
the Eagles win the
accomplishment.
Super Bowl, will be one freaking miracle.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and
absolutely.
Philly's got
And if
Joe
the city
Frazier
goes
and
down-
Rocky. I mean, it works. It works.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, it'll be interesting. It'll be good for the sport, too.
He is Daniel Jacobs. You can find him out on Twitter and anywhere boxing is served. Still fighting?
Yeah, still fighting. Have a fight coming up
Come
on
on.
HBO April 28th. And it's going to be a main event live at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm going to be rooting for you, man.
Thank you,
I
brother.
like you,
Fighting
man.
in your
Appreciate that very
hometown.
much.
Not bad, man.
Thank you very
Nice
much.
to meet you. I like
Yeah.
the pockets where you're all put
Yeah.
together, man.
Well-
and you survived.
Thank you.
What's the fallout for you surviving? I mean, the chemo and all that. Any part of you that's not as good as you used to be? I know a fighter never want to admit that. But
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you a secret that I probably don't tell too many people. The doctor said I wouldn't be 100%. They said I wouldn't walk right. My nerves wouldn't get back to being 100%. They were right, but to a small degree. So my pinky toe is the only weak trace that I have from me being completely or partially paralyzed from the waist down. I don't have any nerve in my left pinky toe.
it's sort of like the elephant with the little thorn stuck in
Yeah,
the toe, right?
exactly.
So sort of like that, right?
But it's pretty cool because every night before I go to sleep, I feel it constantly. And it's always like my little reminder of how blessed I
you've
am,
been. Yep.
what I've been through to get to this point. So a little pins and needles at night is okay compared to, what I've gone through. So,
Appreciate you,
yeah,
man.
man.
Daniel Jacobs. We're going to be rooting for you April
Thank
28th,
you.
right?
Yes,
HBO?
HBO.
We got HBO in our place.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, we like Bill Maher, so we keep HBO.
He's
around.
great.
Howard Bank is all sponsored here on Radio Row. We're doing it at Super Bowl 52. Ray Lewis going into the Hall of Fame this weekend. The bus trip's now available as well out on the road trips tab at WNST.net. They're also racing in Laurel this weekend. They want me to remind you of that. I am Nestor. He is Luke. We are live on Radio Row. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports